Hello, and welcome to the channel. If you love emotional stories filled with drama, life lessons, and deep meaning, you're in the right place. Today, we bring you a powerful story about family, ambition, and the price of chasing dreams. Don't forget to like, comment, and support the channel so we can keep creating more heartfelt stories like this one. Sit back, relax, and let the journey. The price of 30 winters. In a remote village where the earth cracked with thirst and the wind carried the scent of sunburned crops, a boy was born into nothing. His name was Yaman, and his arrival was met not with songs or gold, but with the silent nods of a worn-out father and a mother too tired to cry. His father, Sufyan, had the hands of a man who had wrestled the soil all his life. His palms were a map of scars and calluses, testimony to a life given to fields that rarely gave back. His mother, Layla, had eyes dulled by long days under the sun, bent over roots and weeds, whispering lullabies to the wind so her baby wouldn't hear her hunger. The family was poor, not the kind of poor that dreams of better, but the kind that forgets what better ever meant. They ate when the earth allowed them to, drank when the rain remembered them, and worked always. Still, there was love. Quiet, unspoken love. The kind that hides behind silence and aching backs. Sufyan taught Yaman how to plant seeds with reverence, how to speak to the trees as if they were elders, and how to respect the rhythm of the land. But Yaman, even as a boy, felt something else stirring in his chest. While his father saw the soil as holy, Yaman saw it as a trap. Every furrow was a chain, every harvest a sentence. He wanted more. He didn't want to live hand-to-mouth under the mercy of seasons. He wanted wealth, power, light. At night, while his parents slept, he would lie awake staring at the stars, imagining tall towers made of glass, food that didn't come from dirt, coins that glittered like morning dew. He wanted to leave. He wanted to become something the village had never known. One evening, as Sufyan sat beside the fire sharpening his sickle, he spoke with a voice carved from stone. "The land is honest, Yaman. It gives only what you give. It never lies." Yaman, 15 and burning with restlessness, replied, "But it gives so little, Baba. It gives just enough to die slowly." Sufyan's eyes narrowed. "We are farmers, like my father. And his father. It is who we are." But Yaman had already made his decision. That very night, under a sliver of a moon, he packed what little he had, a crust of bread, a faded photograph of his mother, and a heart full of rage, and left. He ran. Through dry fields and sleeping hills, through a silence so loud it rang in his ears, he ran toward the distant lights of the city. The city was a beast, towering, ruthless, alive. Yaman was swallowed by its noise, its crowds, its endless motion. He learned to sleep on rooftops and eat scraps. He learned to dodge angry vendors and whisper lies to survive. For years, he wandered, dirty and forgotten. Until one day, limping and half-starved, he collapsed in front of a steel gate. A woman stepped out of a black car and saw something in him, maybe defiance, maybe hunger, maybe the same fire she once had. Her name was Amira, a businesswoman with no children and no softness left. She took him in, not out of kindness, but out of curiosity. Yaman worked like a man possessed. He cleaned her house, learned to read, learned numbers, learned the way the city worked. He absorbed everything: real estate, stocks, tech, finance. His mind was a sponge, and his ambition was endless. By the time he was 25, he had opened his first company. At 30, he was a millionaire. At 45, his name was on the Forbes list. He had skyscrapers with his initials, cars that drove themselves, islands that bent to his will. But something strange began to grow in him, like an itch beneath gold. It came in moments: the smell of olive trees from a bottle of foreign oil, the crack of dry earth beneath luxury shoes, the soft murmur of a lullaby he didn't know he remembered. So one day, 30 winters after he ran away, he chartered a helicopter and flew over the hills of his birth. The village was smaller now, older. faded like a memory left out in the sun. The house where he was born was still there, part of the roof caved in, the door hanging by one hinge. He stepped out, his feet touching home soil for the first time in decades. No one recognized him. He walked through the village like a ghost. An old man with no teeth pointed with a shaking hand. That used to be Sufyan's place. He died years ago. His wife, too. The boy ran off, they say. Died in the city. Shame. Yaman didn't speak. He couldn't. He found their graves at the edge of a forgotten field. 2 stones, half swallowed by weeds. Layla, beloved mother. Sufyan, faithful till the end. He collapsed to his knees. The ground was dry, the same as before. But now it felt colder. He whispered, "I did it, Baba. I made it. I'm rich. I have everything." But the wind answered with silence. That night, he slept inside the crumbling house. Rats scurried. Dust danced in the moonlight. He woke with tears on his face. For the next weeks, he stayed. He rebuilt the house, not with concrete and money, but with memory. He planted olive trees, dug the well again, cooked simple meals. People began to come, curious, respectful. They still didn't know his name, only that a rich stranger had returned to care for an old field. Then one morning, a boy came running up the path. Dirty, thin, hungry. Yaman saw himself. He didn't ask questions. He let the boy stay. More children came. Orphans. Lost. Poor. He took them in. Not with pity. With purpose. He taught them how to plant. How to read. How to fight for a better life without losing who they were. He built a school beside the field. A garden. A library. He left his empire behind and became a father to those who had none. Years later, when people asked who he was, the villagers simply said, "He was the boy who ran away. Then came home." Moral: gold can build cities, but it cannot resurrect a mother's smile or a father's calloused hand. Wealth is a powerful tool, but it is no replacement for the warmth of family. Yaman learned this too late. But he made sure no other child would have to. Thank you to everyone who listened to the story until the end. Don't forget to support the channel and turn on the notification bell to keep it going.